This is the 2018 AP Bio Bioethical Debate. Here to challenge is Logan Rogers, and here to defend is Kenny Santiago, and I, Jacob Reinhart, as the mediator, along with Colt Rogers as the entertainment. So, Kenny, what is the purpose of this research? What is hoped to be accomplished from it?
Well, you see, Mr. Jacob, the purpose of this research was intended to serve these cockroaches, were intended to serve as search and rescue, essentially robots, in the event of natural disasters, and also to help the military gather intelligence on certain area or people of interest.
So, what do you have to say about this, Mr. Rogers?
If something is to be classified as a natural disaster, then it has to be assumed that any biological entity can no longer reside in that area. So by using cockroaches, maybe they do have a high tolerance for any natural disaster, but there is a possibility that they could bring a lot of misfortune onto the already disclaimed area and could wreak havoc even more on the nature there.
Please explain what kind of havoc could be wreaked.
Let's see, if it is an invasive species, for instance, the cockroach can kill any native growth that could be trying to rehabit the area. And let's say the natural disaster was flood or hurricane, then there's going to be just blatant desert, and then you'd have to have a new succession take over. If the cockroach, in this case, or beetle, let's say, were to come in, they could kill all of the successors and then make sure that area will no longer be able to support life. And this is a problem.
Okay. Kenny, do you have anything to say about that?
Well, yes, sir. Actually, in many labs, it is included that any biological specimen has a fail-safe measure. This can be seen in synthetic biology, where scientists actually make it impossible for certain cells to leave the specified testing area by giving them either a very, very small range of temperature for them to exist in, or a very specific substrate that cannot be found in nature in order for them to subsist on. So, the same thing could be implemented here with the cockroaches. Perhaps a small bomb attached to the back, where if it loses connection, it will explode into a million tiny cockroach pieces, not peaches. I like peaches though. Anyway, a fail-safe measure would be included, and on top of this, we would not be sending in hordes of cockroaches. We would be sending in, I wish to say, roughly 100 per square mile, and no queens. It would strictly be workers controlled with a ViDeO feed and a simple Arduino on the back.
I see. Alright. Next question. Should this research be tested on animals such as Colt?
Oh no.
No.
Well, I mean...
What would be stopping people from conducting this type of research?
I suppose absolutely nothing. But however, on the more sinister flip side on the sinister side that you are, I assume you are talking about, there's a very good side to this, in that this technology is essentially used to relay one signal to another. You are hijacking a signal cascade. You are hijacking the nervous system. You input one signal and then many others follow. So what could potentially be used with this technology is a sort of bypass for spinal injuries, in which one who suffers from a severe spinal breakage can and does not have access or feeling to their lower limbs, the cascade could be directed around the breakage so that the lower legs can be indeed used again. So there is very good to this technology.
What other human health-related issues do you think this could be used to help?
I believe it could also be used for helping understand the brain. Direct electronic stimulation or electron stimulation of certain parts of the brain could reveal certain things we do not know about brain science, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, things like that pertain directly to the nervous system.
Logan, do you have anything to say about that?
Yes. May I re-ask for you to state the question?
Should this research be tested on animals such as dogs and cats?
Alright, so if we're testing on animals, let's say hypothetically, and Mr. Kenny, you said something about curing spinal injuries, yes? Am I correct?
Yes.
Alright, so if we're testing on animals, we have to assume that they have souls, correct? The construct of a soul, right? So if something is living and breathing, then they have their own form of neural pathways. Am I right? Alright.
Correct.
So you do agree
I think.
that any animal is alive and should not be tested on because they have their own animal rights. Do you agree? Do you concur?
No.
No?
No.
Alright.
Please explain.
Well, you see, animals are animals. They are, although incredibly adorable and very fun to play with, are not human beings. They are, in fact, simple creatures with simple neurochemistry. They are more complex than, say, something of a cockroach. However, they are in no way human, and thus they have no say in the matter.
So, are you saying that you don't believe they have souls?
No. I do not believe they can think. I believe that they are capable of reasoning and logic, yes, but profound thought in the way that the human being, or say, perhaps even a monkey, could understand. However, animals like Colt, which are not as, say, advanced as a human or a monkey,
He sits on his butt. Call that not advanced?
should be tested upon.
I see.
Perhaps not Colt, though, because he was incredibly cute.
Well, here you have it, folks.